Welcome on back to Total War Warhammer 3 in part 18 of our Wurzzag the Great Green Coffee campaign. In today's episode, we are here to try our best to defend against Durthu in the World Roots, like a fool Oglok we're gonna call him Oglok the Unlucky. We jumped on back over to try to defend, and I should have realized that Durthu would definitely choose to intercept us. So we're gonna have to face down a whole horde of angry trees. They're invisible for now, they've got that active camouflage, but a whole horde of angry trees and wild riders. I don't know if we can actually survive the initial charge, as none of our troops actually have any bonus versus large. We're going to do our best. If we can absorb the initial charge of the Wild Riders, I think we can survive. It's just they're going to continue to kind of come back and cycle charge our units out of existence, so it's going to be a pretty tough one. We've got our Savage Orc Boar Boys ready to throw themselves in wherever the Wild Riders are weakest, to try to break that group first. As these maps are kind of small, units will tend to just route right off the side. Usually they have to have these kind of inlet areas, otherwise they will not route, but that is the play. We have our archers set back a little ways, as they will get easily out-traded by the enemy archers. But if they can get even a few archers or arrows in back, it should do a ton of damage just because the Wood Elves have no armor. Let's dive on in and see what we can do. And in marches the trees. I'm actually going to just go ahead and send you forward a bit. Let's take a fast look at our terrain. If we can get the trees fighting downhill or uphill, that would just be the swellest. Looks like in March, the Glade Riders with Hagbane tips first, which is fair. We do not have much that can actually counter them besides our own archer teams. Got those magical arrows too, so they will be firing right through and into our Savage Orcs. I agree. Let's move you boys to the side. Our boys, get ready. Even if they start trying to, let's go ahead and push you forward. Looks like everyone else is staying back. I'll just drop their melee attack and defense unless they choose to run, which they do. We'll try to catch these between our units then. There we go. Perfect. They're going nowhere. Well, they're not going nowhere, but they're going directly at the units they would like to not. So let's go ahead and send in the boys then. And move up and crush them. And they're going to be forced to dive into our units. That'll be an easy overwhelm. We're going to take a little bit of damage on the other side. Let's bring the archers up. Have them do some damage. They did manage to break free, which is fine. We didn't expect they would actually stay. You boys stay, as we don't really want any damage on you. Interesting. They're going to continue to launch shots where they can. I figured we would get close enough to do some damage back, but here come the rest of them. Sisters of the Thorn they were. I thought those were just normal Glade Riders. That would be why they survived that so well. Just charge in and break them. We'll bring our Arrow Boys back. Really want them to be used against the enemy archers moving in. Alright, boys, get ready. Here come the rest of them. Absolutely butchered the Glade Riders there, which is perfect. We don't know how many more of the bound spells the sisters have access to, so hopefully we can run that dry. Let's grab both of you. Get ready. Lock the boys and send them forward because you do want that charge bonus. You guys move in, start launching shots at those Wild Riders. Should just be able to dump arrows in. I mean, yes, they're going to attempt to just kind of cycle charge in and out, but we are going to overwhelm and destroy. That's the plan. Scoot you boys up. Shots on those Zotes. You boys stay here. Don't let them keep charging into your back there. That's a really bad call. Take them down. Alright, their archers are in range now. Let's go ahead and see if we can't force into the Deepwood Scouts here with our cavalry. No, the Wild Rider's gonna stay. Let them down. See if we can't get everyone back in formation. You boys keep moving through. After those Deepwood scouts. Now you stay away from the War Dancers. Come over here against this other group though. And now back in. I want all missile troops. Focus firing down on those tree men coming on in. In fact, we're going to drop down a Spirit Leech on them as well. Keep pushing through. We don't really want you guys fighting against tree men either, so dive into these Wild Riders next to break them and scare them off. Spirit Leech is going down. Let's go ahead and hit the Swamp Breath on the big tree as well. That should be an easy land. We've got them terrified off. Durthu is a bit too scary. We're off. Lots of our boys are terrified. Not a good sign. Draw them back in. We need as many up here front fighting the Dryads as we can. Those Dryads are broken. Push forward into the Zotes, if possible. Drag them back over. Yeah, they've got the Treekin too close. Let's see if we can't pull them away. I need you to dive in and drop the melee attack of everyone in here. Quickly, quickly, quickly. There we go. So chase down this... Well, actually, we're going to pull back just for a moment. Just the Thorn have gotten back in. Let's get the Man-Eaters forward. Have them start blasting some shots at the Swift Shards. Oof. Control Hag pull away. They've got too much ward save. Let's go for Durthu here. It's time to wah. Maybe a little too late, but dive into those Deepwood scouts. Give yourselves heals.
Time for slaughtering.
Man-Eaters, pull them off the side. We really need them to keep fighting for a long time.
Off we go.
One around, let's get you over. Yeah, I think we're just not gonna do it. We're gonna dive in on these Way Watchers in the back. Just do as much damage to whoever we can. Drop down another Spirit Leech on the Treekin there. I think it's just a bit too much. We're gonna bring down that tree man at the very least. Durthu wins, we're gonna make it a tough one for him.
Let's fight. Go.
Overwhelm and destroy. You boys take down these Deepwood scouts here. For Troll Hag, we can use your skills here in just a moment. Layering the death onto the tree man. Was he already down? Perfect. Durthu it is next. It's too bad we didn't get to keep our cavalry long. Drag him down. Oh no, he didn't take down the tree man at all. He's over there. Man-Eaters pull away once more. Just do what you can. Melee attack and defense down to almost nothing. Charge you boys into the Way Watchers here. Have you flee just a bit so we can blast some more spells all over the place here. Punch my microphone and hopefully that didn't pick up. Now we tried our best, but I think Durthu's troops are just a little bit too much. Pulling away just one more time, at least try to. Now run! Just be as annoying as possible. Dive into melee. You are Man-Eaters after all. Now we did a good bit of damage to Durthu, but I don't think we're gonna be able to pull this one off. No way. You dive into those Way Watchers at least. Zotes are chasing lads off as you expect. Right, pull you away from what Durthu as Durthu rides on in. And now it'll be the Man-Eaters versus the Zotes. Go through with more Spirit Leech as much as we can.
Listen, ready.
See how many of these Zotes we can take down before it's too late. Oglok dives in and chops one of them right in half. And I think that's just going to be the end for our illustrious boys here. Just getting smacked with those gigantic Zote hammers. Are Zotes of Chaos? I'm not sure. We don't know. They look kind of suspect.
Run for it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea to go ahead and run for the hills. And a defeat. Alright, well, Durthu manages to wipe out Oglok. We did a fair bit of damage. Took out his Wild Riders, as well as one of the Deepwood Scouts and a Tree Man. Not too much besides everything else is basically butchered down to the last, so hopefully we can chase Durthu off before he's able to retreat and recover. His Tree Kin got out of that battle with full health. Not good. Hellstone Mine Tower. Looks like your time is not long for the world. Lost our Banner of Swiftness, which is unfortunate. And I think it's time to stop messing around with the tier 1 orcs. Oglok, we've tried to make work a couple times here. Now, we upgrade it to... Our Workshop Boys is Oglok. Forest Goblin. Now, see, what we're going to do is we're going to just have a normal Orc War Boss. And we're going to have him set up with a bunch of Black Orcs. So we got Fleet-Footed, Confident, or Perceptive. I think Bagrub here, the Confident, just giving his boys a bit more leadership. Sounds pretty good. Strider is excellent, though. So you know what? We're going to grab Zookrak Wolf Herder once more. He makes the boys expensive, but that's fine. Honestly, we probably could have brought him into the Stone Mine and just thrown in a bunch of ROR units and held the ground. Although, that's not that many troops. Durthu is going to be a problem. I would like my boys to actually make it on in. Let's grab the Inspiring Presence, since we'll have a turn just to grab some experience. Do we actually have access to any of the Black Orc units yet? How many turns off are we? Oh, probably a bunch, since this is not the proper building for Black Orcs. Well, in that case, the only call is to give him all of the ROR units. We've got Nuzgat's Bone Breakers, Crimson Killers, and the Drillaz Killers. Which I think these guys are a base unit in SFO, which is pretty cool. We can also grab the Broken Tusk mobs just to be real aggressive. I think we will. We got the gold. We've got all of the ROR units, and then we'll give him some Snotlings and Nasty Skulkers to act as, well, probably Nasty Skulkers more than Snotlings. Man, they are cheaper. Skulkers are invisible and have armor piercing. I just want to give him a giant or two. The big old savage giant finds itself in amongst a horde of savage orcs who will usually adopt their customs and be given war paints. Really a big old tree. Yeah, to face off against the trees, we probably just want some savage orc biggins. So let's grab the normie biggins. We'll grab 4 of them. And then some chaff. We'll grab a couple snotlings. Perfect. Fred's moving back over to help out as well. I don't think Durthu is going to stick around. He will likely hit this place, sack it, and then run. But we'll see. Zalgoth keeps stealing... Oh, we can't be stealing tech from our allies now, so let's find a new group to snatch scrolls from. We do know that Rictus is likely over here. They're definitely not in Mount Silverspear. Let's go ahead and discover the SKAVEN, just so we're not being surprised by them later on. Scouting the ruins, and this will permanently reveal the SKAVEN settlement if there is one here. That way they don't get to hide. Because normally they can just hide their units.
Not in my name.
Oh, Thorgrim versus Wurzzag again, is it?
In the Damas
I can't wait. We've had rematch after rematch. Right then, we'll skip on through. We've got a bunch of damaged buildings. I'm going to pull up in the province tab just to do things proper. And I think we will grab the Fort Guard House Thitherstone Mine, just make sure things are all secure. Asgol, what happened here? well, we've got to repair everything because something happened to it. Oh no, we claimed it and left. I'm trying to figure. We last episode ended on it so abruptly that normally I will take some time to kind of scout through and see how we're gonna do things. So correct Asgal, we just needed to repair some of these items. And I think we definitely need the defense building. Although that is gonna have us having some serious issues. So you know what we'll do instead is we'll take out the boar pens. And then this stomping grounds gives us more river troll hags, which is pretty awesome. Doing too much building right now is going to be dangerous. So let's take out the boss's tent just for now, for the guard tower. That'll be our turn. We'll skip on through. We've got all sorts of outpost options, but we've got no gold.
I'd get out of here if I
But we're improving, Emmerich. Don't declare war now. Oh, it's time. Well, we bring our allies. You have nobody. You are at war with so many factions. Since it's all you understand, let us have war. You just get along. Our Wyland moves to attack the Stone Mine Tower, and it gives us a decisive defeat. And I am tempted to fight this one, just because when they do charge some of these weakened units, then we can probably bring them down. We will get overwhelmed and destroyed by the treekin and zotes and such, so I think let's go ahead and give this for the sake of progress. And wow, that Auto did a really good job of clearing out his units. He claims it. The amount of times the Wood Elves claim territory that is not important to them is almost never. That is bizarre. They have countries they are actually at war with that have land corrupting Athelloren, and they do not care. Earthu, the incredibly angry tree. Okay, well that causes problems, because now we can go into global recruit and grab some new troops. Business. Zugrak is still recruiting up some Snotlings, which I may have just recruited one too many last turn. I think we're going to make some ground. So Earthu could be obnoxious and grab some ROR units on the fly. Like we just did. Zugrak over. Need to be able to attack someone here, so...
Now's the time.
Ooh. Poor income.
Let's take what should be.
Luckily, Wurzzag can come on in and attack Thorgrim.
Enough.
This will definitely be our next battle. Wurzzag, you've got lots of guys with bonus versus large. We're definitely going to need some clubs with Idols of Torque. So we'll grab these last three here. Just enough. Just because we need a front line to absorb some missile fire.
Spell smooth.
Come on around, and they're going to all stick it and fight. Perfect. It's going to be an absolute ton of stunties here. First group will just be the Skyhammer, which again is going to be a problem because anytime they have flying units, we don't have anyone to actually bring them down. But we have some spells, and luckily, Wurzzag can throw stuff at them. So let's take a quick look at the map. Choke point to draw the stunties through, and we'll dive on in to war. Alright, and they are all going to deploy back in the back. So Operation Stunty Trap is a go. Is it going to take 2 minutes 30 for both? That works for me. Let's set the boys up. We'll grab the Savage Orcs with the clubs. Weird terrain. Switch this to the middle. We have no need for the bonus V-Large. We're just gonna have waves. That way our lads aren't getting overwhelmed by explosives. We don't want to lose too many of them all at once. Also, we can have the normal Savage Orcs leading the charge. See blood. We'll pull you guys back on the sides, and we'll just switch them out for the normal Savage Orcs. Have them protruding a bit from the line. Everyone apart, and we've got all the other Savage Orcs behind. Interesting. There's some rocks in our way. These little petrified stumps. What's going on back here? I don't want all of you. I'm just going to grab the one unit, move them around as I want. I'm not sure what's going on back here, but it's not liking our units. Trolls, have them all moving up one side. Not just a little bit though, so they're not in each other's way. Trolls are quite testy. And then the boar riders. Just grab all the boys, lock them up. And then Wurzzag and Larry. They're gonna go granite hunting. Got them again. Run it straight over after them. Bring the trolls up the side here. And the rest of the boys can just start running. Start crossing the field. I'll have the boar riders come over walking. You guys are actually probably tripping each other. You go ahead and blast a Vindictive Glare at the Skyhammer when you can. There he gets zooming. Getting the extra speed. Look at his little boar go. Not nearly as illustrious as Spleen Ripper, but he's here for it. Blast some more. He did overcast, which is unfortunate, or miscast, but fair bit of damage. Now let's go dive in and beat down on Mr. Granite Hand here. Ouch, that didn't feel good. Less of that. Hey now. You calm down, you're not supposed to be good at shooting at all. But yeah, go for the bombs. That's smart. You dive on in, we're just gonna beat the brakes. You know, that I didn't expect. Does this guy have magical attacks? No, it's just a ton of damage. Very fair enough. Gonna avoid any of that. Wurzzag took way more damage than I was expecting. Reinforcements are approaching. Alright, we're just gonna lock the lads in and just charge them directly into the fray. Same thing with these trolls here, they're just gonna smash into these miners with blasting charges. Wurzzag, you stay back, drop a Vindictive Glare at the Gyro Bomber. Ooh, nice, but it was fleeing all of them hit. Nice, done. It's nearly down, we have to keep blasting it, otherwise nothing's gonna happen. Put a Gork on all these poor fools as they move in. Let Wurzzag chase off these Pistoliers. Everyone else is diving on in. Little Gork did an insane amount of damage. It was awesome. Trolls are holding down the line for now, and here come the boys. Well, they're even throwing the explosives at the trolls too, which even if the trolls take all the damage from that, that's fine. They're going to do more friendly fire damage than anything else. Hidden March's death. Though our lad here needs to probably flee. He's in there a bit deep. You boys turn around. Go ahead and launch another Vindictive Glare at the Skyhammer here. Biggins come on around. Just nice charge on those Norgrimlings. Go after those Dwarf Warriors there. Easily annihilated that group. Alright, Wurzzag, one more Gaze of Mork should get rid of the Skyhammer, and I'm going to go ahead and overcast one final time here just to make sure. Alright, the trolls are fleeing, but they did a really good job. Holding down the line for a moment. Here comes the explosives. Savage Orcs are holding that line down very well. Get over here. Get rid of the Skyhammer. And then we can explode a big unit of these poor Dawi here. Frontal charge is not generally what we want to do. Try to go around. Almost time to walk. Dive on in to take down this thing.
Fighting! My chopper's out! Get ready to watch out! Let's have some! Mushroom! That's it!
All of you don't need to be fighting the same units there, so let's bring some boys around. Thorgrum's obviously a huge issue, so pull them through the line. And do everything you can to get through the group. We're gonna grab a here we go just to rip through these boys here. Oh, that's on the wrong unit. Oh, but we're through the line. Now rest in peace, you. Now this thing.
Bash and smash.
Get some Gork onto these clubs here. Should rip through those Ekron miners pretty fast.
Come on, boys. Let's go.
Another foot of Gork as we just lost the line. But it's pure chaos for the Dawi now. We got launched about 300 feet. Keep swinging those clubs. Orgrim's surrounded by a cluster of his own lads. And Fallen. Fallen works both. Alright, Larry, you come on over and deliver the final blow to Orgrim there. And it looks like the break is about to be upon them. As Larry wades on into the fray and delivers. Take down the High King. You can see him lurking back there. And down with the High King. That's definitely going on the books. We are going to hunt down the rest of these poor fools here, just so they can't retreat back into their walls, and I'll catch you in a moment. And we showed the stunties a thing or two about swinging a chopper. We lost 451 of our boys, most of that going to some of the units that don't have any kind of scrap upgrades whatsoever. But everyone else gained a good bit of experience, so we've got gold chevrons going up very, very quickly, which is awesome. We are going to go ahead and, I think, nom-nom on those captives, and then we'll continue on to claim the Iron Rock. Rugni Granitan. This is slain once more. I think we've taken out several of the Granitan family. The Prada, and now it's just Sindri. How many times do we have to keep teaching Thorgrim that lesson, but hopefully this shall be the final. Honestly, we definitely don't want any of our sneaky stabbers. We won't have any goblins in these armies at all. I think at the very most we might have squig-hoppers, but I think I'm going to take out some of the biggins and just replace them with some savage or the savage giants, and perhaps even some more of the river trolls. Just as the river trolls drop melee attack, and everyone in the area they're in. Really Green drops the corruption. How Cleverin gives us some more ambush. We haven't done too much ambushing, but mostly charging straight at enemies and yelling. Probably not a bad idea to go for Bellower. Give us a bit more leadership size. Upgrading the Gaze of Gork and Mork, or the Gaze of Mork, does make it cheaper, because it doesn't blow up as often. We do need that for taking down the stunty flyers. And for Larry the low kicker. Definitely want to make you a dodging Giza. You've been shot at quite a bit, and those initial volleys by the gyro bomber were quite terrifying.
Wurzzag.
Charge on it here. We would lose some of the clubbers in a battle, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. I am going to go ahead and take this auto-resolve, though, and lose these guys, and we'll sit Wurzzag here for a turn and grab some of the Savage Giants, so we'll take the win. Lose the lads. We'll go ahead and sack the settlement first for a huge rip of gold. And we may even just hang out. Do some parading. And we can recruit in the Savage Giant from here. Take 3 turns for it to come on in. I think I want 2 of these guys. Colossal Squig would be kind of fun, too. They move quite a bit faster. 95 speed on that guy. We just can't... I don't think he gets any upgrades. 5% resistance is not nearly what we're looking to see. We might give ourselves an Armored Colossal. We can't recruit him right now. He loses 5 speed to gain 30 armor. In the meantime, Wurzzag, I think we will take you out of the fight for 3 turns, which is a lot. Where can I recruit those guys at? Over in... It's not even at the Bitterstone Mine, I don't think. It's actually over in... I'm not sure. Wherever our maxed out Stomping Grounds is, I'm pretty sure that is in the Black Crag. Oh, it's here, is it? No, I'm not sure. And I'm not gonna continue to waste your time looking around for it. We're just gonna stick in and recruit in the Savage Giant here. Take 3 turns, that'll be alright. And then what I'll do is get rid of these other Biggins. We should have got rid of the normal Savage Orcs. Come on out. They were the biggest and baddest, but I think it's time to give ourselves a couple linchpins. We grab 2 Savage Giants, 1,000 armor-piercing weapon strength. It's pretty great. They would lose to something like a Dread Saurian, but against most other things, they're going to come out on top. As far as upgrades, let's make sure Rachnic's got 1 more turn before he's got some Hill Gobos in, which is fantastic. I think the only thing we're really going to do is get rid of the T-Frabos. They really haven't been performing very well. And just give him the Death Creepers. Do that now. Just trade the ROR units out. Bit goofy, but we're here for it. Spiders go with Rachnic. In fact, these Logie Bogie Spore Sploders are going to have to find a new home, too. For now, we keep them. Upgrade Bardvar, and actually I think we will, so let's go ahead and swing on in here, and we'll throw in... It's got to be the Raiden stashes, isn't it? 3% more post-battle loot? That's the way. We'll upgrade to the Greenskin Docks, and we will grab the Wurzzag stashes as well, as Brog Forest becoming a pretty good settlement for us over time. We've got only 1 more turn for our Wah army. We need to move quick, get back over into friendly territory, try to push Durthu out. And then we can turn back down and start attacking Cetra's forces. And I think Fred's going to be a great army for bringing down Cetra. Let's get moving. Over here towards Stone Mine. Zograk may be able to deal with this, but on the off chance that he can't, go into a raiding, head into their territory. Can we grab any of these guys in 1 turn? We sure can. Well, since we'll kind of have a mix of the Savage Boys and the others, so Zograk. Blade Master, I think we just go for the boys. Make sure our Orc Infantry are really punchy. Let's grab the boys here. And then we'll come on in and grab some of the Biggins. Biggins with shields, Biggins with normal. Probably Biggins with shields decked as a Vanguard. We've got 1 shield unit, 2 Great Axe units, and then a bunch of club units. We do need a bit of a front line. And then you have a very minor amount of bonus v large. Spike Peak can go up to the next tier. 6 turns otherwise is going to be, well, way more than 6 turns. Let's go ahead and take Spike Peak up. Oh, you're going to go ahead and do some trespassing, huh? Well, we will initiate the warning, kick them on out. And since we are at war with Emmerich, it's probably a good idea to be up north. Can we sprint back into the Spike Peak? No, but we can go into March Stance and go between. Try to gain that extra trait for being in March Stance for multiple turns there. I don't think you get it if you're in a settlement, so be a bit aggressive. If he just decides to declare war on us and has to deal with the Chaos Dwarves in the north, even better. Even better. The Chaos Dwarves are really not going to like us. With just kind of basic conversion. I think we'll get to work with them. I really want some of their troops in our armies. really bad. Elias Sorrow will grab the pile of shiny stuff, and then we'll upgrade up to the totem pole. Eric 8 Peaks is in a pretty dangerous spot, so we'll upgrade Valia's Sorrow. Because everything kind of in the Badlands is fairly safe. Kind of funny seeing where we're finally starting to equalize on income here. Black Crag, we will wait the 2 turns. Brag to Wazbag, I will upgrade the idols. Varenka Hills, I will leave as is, just because who knows if Balthazar is going to come on down here and cause us some issues. He's got knights now. He's ready to throw down for sure. Trying to counter our rock llamas, no doubt. See how well it works out for him. Alright, yeah, that'll be another turn for us. We could go ahead and throw in the trade to the walls, and I think we will. Finally claim back the Savage Orc lands down here in the south. It's been... What's interesting is for his win victory conditions for the short campaign, it's the Badlands. So Western Badlands, Southern Badlands, and Eastern, which does make sense. Badlands themselves are kind of spread out. Marshes of Madness are not included, neither is Blightwater or any of these other guys that would normally be stopping you from grabbing your short victory, so interesting. We're going to be moving on down here to fight Cetra, though, because I don't think he's going to be able to focus us. He's got lots of enemies around. We'll skip on through. Outposts available, and I'm not going to go for any of that just yet. No, thank you. We'll go ahead and end the turn.
Yes, me. Come on, lads. Now is the time to take back what's
Scarsnake.
ours.
Would you like to join 69? Nice. Join war with Karak Kadrin. You know what? We'll do it. Boars ignored the trespassing warning, and they probably didn't. This seems to be the bug where it just tells you they did no matter what. The glorious Wa ends. You've successfully completed the call to Wa and attained your trophy. The mobs have dispersed for now. Start building your reputation towards your next call to Wa, and I cannot wait. Let's get moving. We've gained 100 scrap, and we've gained some Wa mobs. What we gain?
Now's the time.
Ready, boy. Let's find out. Looks like some more lava rider archers and 2 super squigs. Which these super squigs are not my favorite. They just run in and explode. Basically bloated corpses. No lava or Ragnaroks, so nothing too crazy this time. I think it's mostly because most of our Y units didn't survive. Come on in and surround Durthu here before he's able to recruit anymore. They will be having extreme advantage inside the stone mine. No, they won't. Unless it's in the world roots. What we will do is surround them, try to let the natural attrition take its course. Got one more turn on which one are we going for? Was the Hegemon for our Gabos. Give him a bit more leadership, resistance, and replenishment. I think we'll go ahead and let that one fly on through. And Zugrak. Let's just make sure that our Biggins are good and armored up, so we'll give them both some scrap armor here. And then we can give the extra bonus V large to the big old Biggins. Broken Tusk Mob, I am going to give them the scrap saddles for a bit more armor and some more speed. That makes things much more equal. Excuse me. Well, that's going to be a problem. Fred, you've got to go deal with the rat issue that just appeared. Let's go into the underway, and we'll jump here. That should convince Firmus to leave, but who knows? I should have been checking out more. Firmus, the sneaky. And he has 1 nuke. Wonderful. We haven't had to deal with the Doom Rocket just yet, so it was only a matter of time. Starstick's coming on in. Can I have you instead? I know how special you are. Let's coordinate, though. Oh, we don't have enough alliance points with Crooked Moon. Huh. I was gonna have them attack Balthazar here. So I would like to get out of this area and move around, but we really can't. Because Gelt, oh, he's building up an army of knights, is he? That's not a good sign at all. I'm trying to think of how I'm not sure if Gelt might try to escape. Scoot on out. I am going to go ahead and get rid of Logie Bogies. I think they are chariots. We're going to go ahead and do it. Disband, and then we're going to go ahead and grab in the Lava Riders. Lovely. Awesome. They've got a little bit more leadership than the Death Creepers. Combat skin sacks or the winged ammunition. 20% more range or just reload time reduction. I think range is always bad, we just have to go for reload time. Ractic, we jump into ambush. And let's see if we can't catch Balthazar trying to flee. I mean, he's going to be running away from Skarsnik and Zark here. There's a lot of night gobos. I'm jealous of your raw armies. I just get goblins.
Go get more likes it.
Brimley is recruiting up a force. Hopefully you get done before the big bonkers show up. Bergvar is upgrading. I think Barag the Wazbag will be the next one we go for the increase on. Although not yet, because we've got no gold. You know what? Since we are... jump to ambush, apply the Spike Peak. Should allow us to jump in and attack.
This way.
Here's Shakara.
I cannot rewrite reality.
Oh, well, we shall be rewriting your face then. We might have to initiate the battle here with Durthu, because otherwise Vermis is going to come on in and chase us off. Try to gain some gold and maybe some wall points. One more battle for Gork and Mork. It gives us a Pyrrhic victory here, but that's going to be only if we can sneak by and take out his archers. And we can focus down the tree man. We want one unit of probably the Crimson Kill. No, which of you has armor piercing and sundering? Nuzgats. The boys can crack some heads. We'll probably want to surround them with Nuzgats and one of the Savage Orc Biggins. Won't be an easy battle by any means, but let's dive in there and take them out. Alright then. So we are in the World Route, so we really want to... I guess this is going to count as a forest battle for them, so they'll be extra powerful. Okay, so we're going to lead the way with the Biggins. Armor and shields. You're going to have the bonus the large Biggins on the inside. I'm going to have Drillas, Killas, Nuzgats in the back. All of our important bonus the large guys. Meanwhile, the Snotlings. Problem with the Snotlings being chaff is they're so much slower than your normal works with 36. Oh, I'm wrong. They may have gotten increased to their speed. They're slower than they're faster than the normal orcs, slower than the savage ones, which makes sense. Broken Mob. Hoping that armor is a better call than the other options for you. We're going to want to keep him well away from Durthu, as Durthu will give him a karate chop, and it send a nice -16 leadership penalty to the whole squad here, which we definitely don't need. Snotlings in guard mode. You guys' job is to throw yourself into the fray, and all for glorious greenskins. Again, look, throw them in the back. All right then, take two. Bring it, Durthu. Is he gonna sit back and wait for us? That would make sense. He can build up some winds of magic. Look at some of our brand new Blackwork units then. Awesome paint job on them there. Wearing their red armor. Savage Orcs move very quickly. They're not burdened by armor at all. A bit of green, mean and green. We're not gonna get you to make dad jokes, I promise. I think if we keep the treekin in the water, they're really not gonna like that so much. Unless they will. Let's go ahead and push forward a little bit more here, since that's what's apparently the way. Snotlings, your job is going to be to find those Way Watchers and give them a hug. Stickers ready. Everyone but the Snotlings, just push yourself forward into the fray. Once we get a bit closer, we'll know what to do. We'll have you boys dive in with these Wildwood Rangers. You take down the Dryads, and we'll have
The Blackhawks will win.
Crimson Killers are anti-infantry, so we'll probably send them straight after the Wildwood Rangers in the center.
Time for slaughtering.
And everyone else will give targets once they arrive. Durthu's going to be a huge issue, as you should expect. Ah. Shredded Crows. We'll move through that, take a little bit of damage, but that is the way. Let them walk, just so they're not slowing down Nuzgats.
Blackhawks roll.
Those are probably the units we want to send Nuzgats after. Alright, the front line's starting to get picked apart by the Way Watchers, as we would expect. Get in there and chase them off. Your job is the most important. You don't even know it yet. Let's get in there after the trees. We'll have you help out with the trees there. Biggins dive on in. Just completely ignore that group and go through the line. You boys dive into the tree men here. Durthu, nice shot. Nice shot indeed. Gonna have these boys come on back a bit because they're gonna try to draw us into the trees. We don't want that at all. I'm just gonna smash Nuzgats in here, get in on those Zotes quickly. He's chasing off the scouts. Pushed him through the line. We may get chased off. And through the line, use that armor to push your way through, and then dive into the Way Watchers. Take those Zotes down. Yeah, they're not gonna. They're gonna take down Durthu, not at all. Chase them back into the woods. Snotlings are back. All right, go find some archers and give them a headache. Pull in. Fortunately, the usage of those crows is going to be a huge nuisance. Dive into these Deepwood Scouts next. They are able to keep fleeing on away, which is unfortunate, but not to be unexpected. Try to destroy. That extra damage in. And you take down the Way Watchers. You boys can go for this group. We are starting to be dragged down. But we got Biggins coming on back. Come on, boys. Choppa's ready. Just keep chasing the Deepwood Scouts around. Snotlings are doing a great job. We're starting to lose the lads over here with the Treekin. Even Nuzgats doesn't quite have it. We're just gonna blob up on these Treekin here then. Everyone work together. Drag them down. They've got all sorts of ward save, but eventually they will run out. Rip them apart. You guys dive in with these Treekin and Dryads. Keep chasing off all those archers. He's just been back here chasing off these 3 Deepwood Scouts the whole time. Showing him his choppa one at a time. None of them want anything to do with it either. Alright, now let's come on back over and crash into these Treekin. We're losing everyone all at once. I think the terror is just a little bit too much for them. We may lose the battle, but not the war. Come on, lads, back in. Another case of should have listened to auto resolve. Pull the broken Tuskmon out. Got some pretty solid damage, but again, without any kind of magical damage on most of our boys here. We are firing into to rip through a bunch of physical resist. Fair bit of damage, though. They're chasing a lot of our lads off. And most of them are not going to come on back.
This is it. Handz, come on. Warboss.
Keep them caught.
Handz.
Looks like the archer's actually going to stick it and fight, which is commendable. Look, these deep wood scouts next should be a nice charge. Here comes the tree man. He's exhausted. Our one saving grace. Getting through that armor is just proving to be pretty difficult there. Lord is under attack. We'll bring him on back in. We're gonna surround and destroy this tree man here. With a single whip, does a lot of damage. Come on, Broken Tusk Mob, we need you now more than ever. Nice hit.
Let's fight.
It's around to get a few good, seriously good hits with the tree man. They've got a lot of attack, not so much on the defense. Down Wyson's defending some more armor, and it looks like the white flag, valiant defeat. Because the power of big scary trees is not to be underestimated. Most of our boys turned and ran before anything really got going. Nuzgats fought to the bitter end, and they did bring down the Zoats. But not too much else. That was not what I would call a good trade there. We should have let auto-resolve take it. We should be retreating. It does give us some wall points, though. We're not up into Stragla, and I think I'm going to have him. How far can Vermis go? We made him jump into March and flee on away. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and go defensive. SKAVEN want to fight, and we'll give him the best fight ever. Go for 2 more points into the boys. We'll stick in. Sounds good. Stealing as much we can from the stone mine tower. Awesome.
This magic is real!
Arachnic actually get this ambush on Balthazar.
I'll ignore that.
Shut down these mortars and really finish off these halberdiers pretty quickly. Great swords are always going to be a problem because they've got way more armor than it looks like they have. They're outfitted in full plate. So our poor gobos are going to have a hard time, as most of the night goblins are just throwing out poison instead of anything else. Zogoth, come on down and scout out Mount Silverspear. We do need to do some more fighting for the gold. And luckily these stunties should be able to actually build up Iron Rock again. So it's not just claiming a small amount of gold. We will skip on through and give it one more turn. How exciting. And out of nowhere, King Intef comes on up to attack the Dragonhorn mines. Good grief. I was just talking smack about Cetra, and apparently he didn't like that at all. The Dragonhorn mines have made a fairly decent garrison. Against Necropolis Knights? That we shall find out. This will be the battle we start off the next episode with, but for now, I am out of time for today. I have been Space Wizard Total War. Remember to leave a like for the Light God and a sub for the Zeptone. I'll see you on the next one.